Welcome to SledHead 24/7. We are kicking off a whole new season from right here at Heydays, the official start of winter. All right, John, so tell me about the start of the 2007 Heydays weekend. How's it going so far?
Well, it's going very well. We had about 16,000 people in before lunch. It's the official start of winter, and if somebody tells you that snowmobile is dying, it's here to stay.
Just look around. Isn't it crazy to be here? Like, you go from this 90-degree weather to, well, still 90-degree weather, walking around talking about snowmobiles. It's crazy.
Exactly. It means that, winter is not far away, and it's coming soon, and I guess we're looking forward to it.
Okay, well, what's in store for the rest of the day today? Anything exciting?
We have, they're doing the snowmobile jumping in a little bit here.
Are you going to watch Jimmy Blaze? You going to go over there?
Yes, he is very good and exciting.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to try it.
No, I don't think I do either.
Heydays is always kind of interesting. You bring a lot of different people in here and you get to see all the new stuff, so things are kind of cool.
And did you have an event? Did you actually do a flip?
No, I haven't flipped yet, but I did ride. I like it today. It's all nice and cool. The sleds are running good. Just got my brand new 08 phasers, so they're running sweet.
I've been around here for 17 years. Everybody says, why don't you give it up? I say, I have too much fun out here.
Tens of thousands of snowmobile enthusiasts have arrived to watch the races and freestyle shows. Not to mention, check out all the new gear. We begin our look at this winter's snowmobiles by checking out the new Yamahas.
Ready?
So what we have here is the new Yamaha Apex. As you can see, the 40th anniversary graphics are something new this year to celebrate our racing history over 40 years in the snowmobile business. And also 40 years of Yamaha innovations like auto lube, oil injection, and being a leader in four-stroke engine technology today and in the future.
I love the graphics. When we check out the graphics, I think they're sweet, really sweet.
40th anniversary.
Yep, I like it.
It's really nice because in their mountain series, they have 3 different horsepowers. You've got an 80 horsepower sled.
Yep.
You've got a 138 horsepower sled in the Nitro MTX.
Yes,
and then you've got the Apex MTX, which is a 150 horsepower sled. So the guys that want, or girls that want just a little bit extra power, you've got it right there. Something that I really like is the tunnel. These running boards are so wide. I can move up and down because a lot of times I'll be standing in the back and I want to slide forward, slide my feet in. I have no problems doing that.
And if you go the other direction, which is the slab foot, for me, I come all the way back when I'm hill climbing. It's so nice and wide back here. And it kind of locks my feet into the back. Still have plenty of grip. It's fantastic. Love the running boards, nice and wide. Let's do it.
The mountain sleds, the raw power, they just pull. I mean, they're just smooth, right from clutch engagement all the way through, and they don't quit.
New sled this year.
Yes, new sled.
New chassis anyways.
Yep, and much lighter.
90 pounds.
That's a huge difference.
That's a big difference. And they really were thinking when they changed the ergonomics.
Yep.
The rider position has a great transition from sitting to standing.
Yep. I like the riding position as far as the back. I mean, when you get your feet, lock your toes in, handlebars, for me are perfect height. Standing up, I'm not hunched over. I can stand up comfortably. Great flotation on the skis. Check out how wide the skis are. I mean, today we won't be able to see that much with the powder, but if we're in deep powder, big advantage, big flotation on the skis.
We have the 153-inch track.
Pretty sweet. Maverick 2 1/4. I like it.
Really nice. Deep lug in that deep powder, boy, that sure would be beneficial.
It sure is. I mean, this is going to get us right to the top of the hill with absolutely no problem.
Talking about the FX Nitro RTX. We were on it a few weeks ago, but they've taken some time, dialed it in more, so it's going to be ready to go next year.
I don't know where to begin with this machine. It's new from the ground up, the 4-stroke, 3-cylinder 1050. It feels, in my opinion, even more than what they're claiming. The thing is just an absolute blast to drive. Smooth power, ride, handling, they're on a winner here. It's just great.
This snowmobile is based on our open mod race sled program, so it's designed to be light, handle well, and have incredible acceleration. First of all, like all Yamahas, it has electric start standard. We've got a great sounding 3-cylinder engine here. All new fuel injection. This engine is Got an incredible amount of power and torque, 134 horsepower and incredible throttle response.
So when we stopped back and we were talking a little bit, we were both talking about how much we really enjoyed the power on this sled.
Yes, the bottom end power. If you go from a dead stop, and it isn't necessarily about doing wheelies or the weight transfer, it's that when you let off the gas and you get on the gas again, it's a back shift of the clutch. That's where the clutch has to back shift back in the original lower gear ratio. You get on the throttle again and it pulls so hard. The back shift, the combination of the back shift and the four-stroke motor, having a lot of bottom end torque, that's a great combination. It really is. I mean, it feels good.
You grab the gas and it's right there. There's no hesitation at all.
Right
Absolutely
there.
No hesitation.
I really like the weight transfer. The weight transfer there again is going to get into the handling. That's where it gets a person into trouble. When you come into a corner and it gets too aggressive and you get too much oversteer, that's when the rear end comes around and swaps around. Next thing you know, the snowmobile's going like this, then like this, then like this, then parts are everywhere. I think the balance felt great.
I absolutely, going into a turn, you know that when you come out of it, you're gonna be in full control. The sled's not gonna be in control of you.
In my heart, I still love the Apexes, that four-cylinder power, but now with the new 3-cylinder 1050 FX Nitro, it's nice. It is just great. That is my favorite, is the new Nitro.
And like all 4 strokes, it's super clean. You don't have the 2-stroke smoke. You don't have the 2-stroke smell. You don't have to add any oil. Our first valve inspection isn't until over 20,000 miles. So this is a snowmobile, you literally put gas in, turn the key and go.
What kind of test rider is Paul Mack?
Slow.
He's big. That's the kind of test rider he is. He's really hard on equipment. And I'm proud to say it couldn't break the Nitro. He tried, but he didn't do it.
I didn't try that hard.
Sure he didn't.
All right, Pat, so you're going to tell us about the shift experience, is that right?
That's right. Heyday's a big deal for us, obviously. A lot of value shoppers out in the swap meet. We got 40-plus acres of swap at Heyday's. Everybody gets here first thing in the morning. They want to see what kind of great deal they can get on a used snowmobile. What we're telling is the best deal at Heyday's right now is the new IQ shift from Polaris. And to demonstrate that, we brought along our 89 Indy 500, which was probably the original value performance leader. I mean, you either owned an 89 Indy 500 or you got passed by one.
Did you say 89 or 2009?
89. 89. Okay. Is that before you were born?
Sure.
Is that before you were born?
No.
So an 89 Indy 500 retailed for $47.99, but in today's prices it's $7,800, and a new shift is $6,900, and it has almost twice the horsepower. So when you start putting those terms, people are like, oh my God, that is a stupid, crazy deal. And it is, and it's probably the best deal at Heyday. So we've set up kind of a display here that shows the value of the shift, how you can accessorize the shift, make it your own, the clothing, everything about it. And they also have a chance to sign up and win a shift while we're here as well. So what we like to say, we have a lot of free shift.
Last spring, our test riders got to try out the new shift as well as all the other Polaris snowmobiles, and here's what they thought.
Hey, we're checking out the new Polaris 600RR Racer Replica. This is one bad boy here. Everybody wants to see this one and ride it, including us. We are ready. I want to go ride. We got to ride this baby. This is based on the same snowmobile you see at the race course at the WPSA. This is the thing. The only difference is a few minor changes. Larger 9-gallon fuel tanks, you can go trail ride it.
Oil injection.
1.25-inch ripsaw track, which is going to get great traction. That's one of my favorite tracks.
121-inch track also.
120 horse carbureted engine, have more than enough power to take over the task.
The guys that have been, wanting to be the snowcross type ride, it's there. It's got motor, it's got everything you'd want. The suspension's softer than what a race sled would be, which is just perfect for trail riding, bump riding, all in all. And what's nice about it, what the snowcross guys don't have, they don't have reverse.
This is something, the Polaris Shift. You talk about bang for the buck. $69.99 retail. What do you get for $69.99? A whole lot of Polaris performance, which you get in all of them, but this has got all the goodies. 600 cc, 120 horse.
The ride and handling, it's fantastic.
It's typical,
fantastic.
Which is what they're famous for. When you turn it so positive, such a positive feel, the handling it's so predictable is the word.
Absolutely.
Dark horse, I think, is going to be the shift. I rode that, I got on it, I got off going, wow. I mean, it is a neat sled. It's a price point, but yet it took the bumps nice, has nice motor. All in all, I felt it was a great sled.
You go into other models, other manufacturers, similar, you can get into the $9,000 range. Do an awful lot with a couple thousand extra dollars.
Holy shift.
Holy sh!
Moving on to a very awesome, very cool looking Polaris mountain sleds.
We're at 10,500 feet. Let me catch my breath. Try to get some side hilling, but as you can see here, if you can tune in, this is pretty hard stuff.
This is a little bit different than Midwest riding for me. This is pretty much out of my element, but I think we're gonna give it a go and try and make it to the top.
I love what they've changed on here. There's been some big changes this year for Polaris. I love the riding position. There's a narrower seat for me, which feels much better. I love the transition. I mean, it's so narrow. It's just so natural. It feels so natural up and down on it. I also noticed a big handling difference in the spindle change. New spindles on the front end. What a difference new spindles make. Between the spindle and the shocks, it handles much better. I mean, it really handled sweet. Let's talk about the tracks for a minute here. Fantastic. Got the 155 3-inch pitch drivers. The track is really light this year. Check out how light. Look at the holes, windows all the way through it. And if we go over to the 163, same deal. Man, sweet track, 2.4 3-inch pitch. Look at how light it is. It looks like Swiss cheese. Lighter track, better traction, evacuating the snow. I think it's a winner.
As you can see, we don't have a taillight back here anymore. Now Polaris has moved that to the back. Boy, does that make a difference. I really like the looks of that. You're gonna know right where the back of that sled is. And sometimes, some people just stop on the dime. You wanna know where the back end is so you don't take it out.
If you're gonna do it and you're gonna go the 700 and you have the extra change, get the Dragon package, it's worth it.
Right here, Walker Evans, you gotta get the Dragon package on the Polaris.
Fire breathing.
All season long, I'll be bringing you an inside look at how Speedworks keeps pumping out that patented brand of straight-up USA horsepower. And it all begins right now.
SledHead 24/7 is brought to you by Polaris, experience winning performance. YAMAHA, the leader in 4-stroke snowmobile technology. Arctic Cat, share our passion. And Snow Week Magazine and Snowgoer.com, home of the Inside Power Sports Show. All right, so I'm Misha Johnson, the host of SledHead 24/7. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Misha. I'm Jeremy.
Nice to meet you.
How you been?
Good. I'm really good. So tell me, what's new with Speedworks this year?
Here at Heydays again, kicking off another snowmobile season. Weather's actually really nice here this year. Normally it's about 100 degrees and humid. People are sweaty. It's kind of gross, but it's actually really nice this year.
And tell me about Heydays. How does that help your business?
Where it starts off here, you know, we have the product out on the racetrack. We have the product here in our booth where the guys can display it. They can touch it. They can feel it. Makes them feel warm and cozy inside. You know, it just obviously anytime you go to the store, you want to buy a pair of pants, you try them on. Same thing here. They can see the product perform out on the track. They can ask us personally, face to face instead of over the phone. Kicking everything off, it gets everybody's blood pumping and whatnot, and hoping for snow and praying for snow and getting ready for the season.
Welcome to Speedworks, the worldwide leader in Arctic Cat performance products. When it comes to snowmobiles and ATVs, these guys know their stuff better than anyone else in the game. One might say it's all in the family. Racing legend Steve Houle started Speedworks in 1994, and since then, the company has become a one-stop shop for anyone who wants to go faster, from the best racers to the best freestylists to the average trail rider. All season long, I'll be bringing you an inside look at how Speedworks keeps pumping out that patented brand of straight-up USA horsepower. And it all begins right now. Even though there isn't any snow on the ground yet, there's plenty going on in the Speedworks shop.
And the shop is a complete mess right now because we're just finishing up all the mod motor parts for Arctic Cat's 08 600 mod sleds. Well, in snowcross racing, most people know there's a stock class and then there's an open class, and we have the privilege to build the actual the factory race engines for Arctic Cat. They trust our knowledge and experience and whatnot to go through and do the development work on that project, and in turn, we win quite a few races together.
So what do we got going here?
These are actually some of the almost finished product for the 08 mod sleds for Arctic Cat. It's one of the twin pipes here, and the guys are actually going through and pressure checking them. Okay. We pressure check each and every one of the pipes to ensure there's no holes, no leaks, so that everybody's getting the best piece. I mean, we don't go through and put someone like Tucker's name on a set of pipes. I mean, we go through and do them all. Right. And we treat every one of our customers, and even our consumer stuff goes through this process where we'll pressure check them and look for leaks and stuff like that before they go into paint or coating.
Okay. Here, I thought you guys were just shining them up. So what do we have here, Jeremy?
One of the other things included in the mod motor package that we do for Arctic Cat, we do some cylinder work. And actually what's involved in what we do, we change the port timing, port shapes, port angles, stuff like that. It has a wider exhaust valve in it. You know, this kit is designed for bottom end and mid-range power, you know, stuff you're going to need on a snowcross track. It performs strong in those areas, but it has to perform strong everywhere else as well.
Do you sell your products directly out of the shop here then?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Just because we build this package for Arctic Cat, this exact same package is available for, you know, our neighbor down the street if he wants to get it, or your neighbor, even if they had the snowmobile or the right sled that it went to. All of those kits, the same kits that won the X Games last year. If the customer wants to buy that kit, they can buy it from us direct.
Great. Kind of looks like we got a muffler maybe going on here. What exactly is this?
You're actually exactly right.
Wow.
These are the, congratulations.
Thanks.
These are the silencer or muffler assemblies for the 08 600 race sleds that we build for Arctic Cat. This here is the actual jig or fixture that we go through and fit all these pieces to ensure that they're all done and built the same. Just like everything else, we want to make sure that everybody's getting the same high quality part, you know, that the best of our racers would be getting.
Good, so Muffler 101.
Yep.
I'm glad I passed. And this season, Jeremy and his crew will once again be competing in the SledHead 24/7 Triple Crown Cross Country Series. I saw that you did some racing last season. Are you planning on hitting the track this year?
Yep, I plan on doing all of the races on the USCC cross country circuit. There's a 9 or 10 race circuit there, including the I-500. Plan on doing that.
Talk about some serious product field testing.
And my dad as well. He'll be at all the snowcross races and whatnot, overseeing and helping tuning in all the Arctic Cat race sleds and stuff like he's done in the years past.
Most weekends you can find Steve at the snowcross track working hard in one of the Arctic Cat trailers as he helps perfect the racer's performance. But before the racing season begins, we'll be making a stop at Arctic Cat Racing School. Tune in next week to see what we learn. Do you have a question for the Speedworks team? Email Speedworks at sledhead24-7.com or log on to the SledHead 24/7 message board and post it under the Tech Questions forum.
All right, so I have USCC on the brain. So what's new this winter?
Wow, we're looking at probably our biggest schedule we've had. We're going to have 9 races. Hooked up with our dear friends at SledHead 24/7 for the Triple Crown this year. We're going to have 3 great events, a lot of money out for the racers. It's going to be cool.
And if people do want to race this year, how do they get involved with the USCC?
Probably the best bet is to check our website at usccracing.com. All the sign-up information and our schedule, everything else you need to know is right there, and click away.
Earlier this year, the snowmobile community lost a true industry legend with the sudden passing of CJ Ramstead, along with his son JJ. We at SledHead 24/7 couldn't start the new season without first reflecting on his legacy.
When CJ Ramstead passed away, I know John kind of got the idea to put together a memorial tournament to CJ. A lot of cross-country guys from the past and present are here, and having a good time and trying to raise some money for the CJ Memorial Fund.
CJ was a great friend of mine and a great ambassador for the sport of snowmobiling. We miss him a lot, and we're trying to do all we can to help out his family this weekend.
Yeah, actually I've known CJ since about
Oh, man.
I met CJ many years ago. He's been around forever. Huge person in media, huge influence in the snowmobile industry.
One thing about CJ was he made people who they were. I guess you'd say if you were doing well, he would help you with your sponsorships, and he'd write about you, and he really helped a lot of people go where they were going.
He was #1 for photography. You know, he was the man. He was. Whenever you saw CJ at a race, that was the place to be.
The funny thing about CJ was when you were racing through the woods, like I remember Park Rapids, he'd be hanging one leg onto a tree, and he'd 2 hands on the camera, and he'd be snapping shots when you're flying through the air. And, I mean, he didn't care where he wanted a picture, he was going to get it.
And to lose somebody like that, an icon in the sport, is really tough.
We dedicate the 2007-2008 SledHead 24/7 season to the Ramstead legacy.
Whether you're a trail rider, a modern day racer, or an old washed up racer like myself and some of my fellow golfers here, we owe a great debt to CJ and his family. We wouldn't be where we are today without him bringing our sport to the public eye.
SledHead 24/7 is brought to you by Arctiva, the Performance Power Sports Outfitter, the USCC, the official cross-country racing association of SledHead 24/7, and Truckee Boots and Z1R helmets, the perfect fit. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of SledHead 24/7. For more information, visit us online at sledhead24-7.com, and we will see you next time. A little bit of brat just hanging on his face.
Brat drool.
How is the food here behind the Speedworks tent?
The food's pretty good.
How does it pan out or fare against the rest of Heyday's food?
I don't know. I haven't been around. My slave driver over here doesn't let me leave.
Oh, and look at what he's doing while he's being the slave driver.